Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your December 1st to the 15th, 2020 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. And let's let the bulls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Aries, December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Aries. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. And one bonus card. And let's see what your chakra energy has to say. Aries, December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Aries. December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Aries. December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Aries. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, fantastic. These four. So we start here with soul's healing. This is the soul star chakra. Flexibility with the sacral chakra. Play with the heart chakra. And holistic health with the root chakra. All right. And we're going to see how all this correlates within what the tarot has to say here. So let's move this back just a little bit so that you can see the cards better. Perfect. The left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. And here is the bonus card. So we have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy, time frame, June 21st to July 22nd. We have Charity here, which is the extra card within this deck, within this major arcana deck. And so here, this is, I believe, the Nordic Tarot, there we go. So here, you have the Chariot, and you have Charity, which brings forward generosity. We have the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy. Of course, this is you coming forward as a queen. And we have the Devil, which is Capricorn energy. December 22nd to January 19th is the time frame. We have the King of Wands. Oh, I love that. I love when the King and the Queen of the same suit from the same deck come together. It's just absolutely brilliant. It's a soulmate connection, a true love connection within your life, within your passion, within yourself. And because it's with your, native sign, this is you coming to a head in things. This is your sacred masculine, your sacred feminine coming together. This is you being empowered as you move forward. You have the moon, which is a Pisces energy, February 19th to March 20th. The 10 of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Okay, strong Cancer energy here. We have the 2 of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords, the 8 of Wands, and the 3 of Pentacles. Now with the repeat of the number 8, you're taking things very seriously during this time. You also have a beautiful connection with the feminine, and good luck is on your side. But there is a warning here not to be so serious as to let the blessings pass you by. And then we have the 6 of Cups. All right, so let's look at your chakra energy for just a moment. Beautiful. So we start off with soul's healing. And as you have the sacred masculine, the sacred feminine coming together, as you have yourself, releasing a lot of the chains that have held you back and seeing here the boundaries of what it is that you desire, what it is that you need. This soul star chakra is opening up, bringing you your soul's healing, bringing you power and beauty and alignment and a clarity of soul and self that is really quite needed, that is really quite beautiful. And it brings you to flexibility, which is the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is where a lot of negative energy from this life and from past lives are held. And as you look at things more clearly, but also Aries, you're not a frivolous person to begin with. You're not a frivolous sign at all. So as you look at things and you embrace the flexibility of yourself, you can see that the rigidity that you want to meet some things with during this time. It's kind of like just kind of buck up and do it kind of mentality that you might have. It's not going to serve you as well as if you meet it with compassion, with understanding, with this sense of, I see you and I hear you, especially to your inner self, because you'll have the tendency very quickly to say, well, just buck up and do it. It's like, no, listen to yourself, listen to what you need, listen to the energy around you that will soothe, kind of like soothe the inner conflict and bring forward the flexibility that you want and that you desire within your life and that you need within yourself. This flexibility of spirit is beautiful. It is transcendent, and it takes you away from a lot of the negative energy from this life and from past lives that you've inherited or carried with you. And so here it's saying, you know what? I am looking at things differently, and I am opening myself up to different truths and different powers. And as you do so, the heart chakra is saying here, embrace play, embrace love, embrace laughter, embrace brilliance. It's kind of like soothing away the frown lines. It's soothing away the intensity of things and saying, no, now is a time for joy. Now is a time for listening to my heart, my soul, and myself, and embracing laughter. Sitting there and saying, oh, I want to watch this movie because it just makes me laugh, or this TV show, or read this book because it just brings joy into my life. Looking at things and saying, yeah, kind of like, does it bring joy? Does it embrace my soul? Does it move me forward in happiness and in brilliance? And if the answer is no, it's kind of stepping away from it and saying, okay, well, right now, I need to be moving forward in that happiness, in that brilliance, and in that beauty of self. And as you come to these conclusions within your heart, embracing the holistic you and embracing holistic health, saying, I'm going back to a natural path. I'm going back to the natural me, to the me that I want to be, is at my rooted self. The me that I need to be is at my rooted self. And what heals me, what empowers me, what moves me forward, this is going to be beautiful. It is. Looking at things and saying, this beauty needs to be brought into my life. This passion, this brilliance needs to be a part of me. And looking at things and saying, okay, I can take the route of not being aligned spiritually and physically and mentally with me. Or I can take the route of aligning myself. And that's a lifelong, commitment. It really is. And it's looking at things and saying, naturally, what do I need? when I eat this, how does my body react? When I drink this, how does my body react? You know, when I take these supplements, or when I, get this exercise, how does my body react? And it's looking at that and saying, oh, okay, I see it. And it can be slow in coming. It really can be slow in coming, but brilliant once you found it. And that's what you're embracing here. You're embracing this holistic, this embrace of the inner you. And that's what we see with the King and the Queen of Wands. It's like, this is the genuine you. It's kind of like the real McCoy coming forward. And this is the brilliance that needs to be addressed. Your inner self is so terribly powerful during this time that you're going to find yourself, Aries, much more focused on the inner you, much more focused on what it is that you need to make yourself feel cherished, loved, empowered, emboldened, free during this time of your truth, of your passion, and of your guidance forward. And it brings you to a place of, yes, being reminiscent, but also looking at things and saying, I'm not living in the past anymore. And I'm not living simply for the future. I'm living in the present. And the present truly is a gift for me. It truly is a gift for you, Aries. Now let's see here. Let's see the people who will be aiding you during this time. This is also the energy that will be aiding you. So it doesn't mean that if, like, let's say water sign energy comes up, that it has to be a Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancer. You do have a strong Cancer presence during this time, but it's the energy that Spirit is really saying here. Focus on this. Because a lot of times we put people into little boxes. We tend to categorize. That's how we feel comfortable as human beings. And this is like, no, break open the box. Break open what it is that you desire. And so here, let's see. Aries. Who will be aiding Aries? December 1st to the 15th, 2020, Aries. Who will be aiding Aries? December 1st to the 15th, 2020, Aries. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. And I have to say, it's so odd to be saying December, because this year has been such an odd, odd year, an intense year, that to see it at its ending is extraordinary. It really is extraordinary. So we have here, right? We have here the Queen of Cups. This is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Just as they said before, you have this water sign energy comes in. This is a strong connection with you. This is a person who heals. This is a loving, healing force. This is a person who thinks first with their hearts, their souls, themselves. And this is a person who kind of pulls you in through the caring that you feel from them. And it's not that caring, because we've all become rather jaded, I believe, to the caring that people put on. It's like, oh, I really care about you. It's kind of like, what is it? It's a marketing thing. If you really care, if you make one person a hero, or one person, you celebrate one person, you all of a sudden get so much better publicity or PR than if you celebrate, like a whole group of people, because you're making one person super, super special instead of breaking it all up. And so we've become jaded to that as human beings. And here, this is the person that absolutely, like, when they say, how are you? They mean it. When you connect with them, they connect soul to soul. It can be uncomfortable, but it is also astoundingly powerful. And they bring forward healing waters. They bring forward a healing truth. And that is something during this time, Aries, as you're turning inward, as you're connecting with yourself, as you're looking at what you desire, you're really seeing moving you forward. And you're really seeing being a powerful truth within you and around you. That connection of love. And then we have the Death card, which is Scorpio energy, time frame October 23rd to November 21st. This is a person who, this is a secret gatherer, and this is also a secret keeper. So this is a person who takes in information. This is a person who can always seem like they're kind of on everybody's side. They're everybody's best friend. And I know that's a really odd way to describe Scorpios, but I have had some Scorpios in my life that were just absolutely magnificent people. So usually people sit there and they say, oh, Scorpios, they're challenging. Yes, because they don't see things the same way other people do. And they tend to keep things to themselves. They tend to look at the power, the brilliance, and say, okay, I'm I'm keeping this and I'm moving forward with it the way that it is supposed to be within me. And they don't always share everything. But this person who's kind of taken in this information, taken in that information, for you, Aries, dispenses this knowledge in a way that you're like, oh, I didn't see that. Or, oh, I didn't think that person saw that. Or, oh my gosh, is that the way it is? And it starts to open up ideas. And it also starts to connect you with the part of the subconscious mind that people don't want to look at. It's the shadowed self. And with our shadowed self, it's looking at what we sit there and we think, oh, if I brought that to the light of day, people wouldn't accept it. People wouldn't understand it. And it's the part of ourselves that can be absolutely horrific. And it's the part of ourselves that might not be as mainstream as the part that we represent to the world. And here, with this energy and this person looks at all sides of the coin. This person may come out with comments that you sit there and you're like, that doesn't fit how I thought you were. But it does fit who they are. And so here, they connect you with that deeper power. Because what truly makes a person powerful is not sitting there and saying, oh, I could never, and being all outraged. It's understanding that, oh, yes, I could. I could go down that dark path, as every human being can go down that dark path. But I choose not to. But I choose to look at it. I choose to look at the unsavory side of life and see it for what it is, instead of demonizing it and saying, oh no, I could never even imagine. And that brings a depth of knowledge. You might find yourself very drawn to art that brings this out, to any form of media that brings this out, and you learn deeper lessons from it, Aries. And then we have the Princess of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is a person who is learning about prosperity, about wealth, about the way to move forward, asking questions. And it doesn't have to be financial wealth. It's like how to move forward in this world in what you value, okay? What you value as much as money or wealth in and of itself. And these are connections that you didn't think of making. You're like, oh, well, why can't I? And why can't I open the door this way? And oh my gosh, that holds a truth to it. And so as you open up like this, as this is opened up to you, and as you open up in this way, you start to see connections you hadn't seen before. You start to see ways forward that you thought, oh no, that couldn't be. And now you're like, oh, I get it. Because during this time with the Chariot, and it says here, movement, you see yourself, and I love the artwork on these cards. You see yourself moving forward towards where your heart needs to be. And you're seeing the power of your inner soul. Most people underestimate cancers, or they get the kind of, it's not a stigma, but they get the generalization of being really kind. And when we say really kind, especially in our world today, it's not as honored as strength and as, this kind of conquer mentality. It's not seen as a bad thing as it was, in the Middle Ages. Like kindness was viewed as weakness. But here, this is a sense of really embracing your heart, really seeing what your soul wants, and moving forward in the clarity and in the brilliance that is you. Moving forward, knowing that there is greater power to you than what you had expected before, or what you had thought before. And the world starts to open. You see the day and the night becoming clearer because you're moving forward in your truth. You're turning your wisdom into knowledge, and that is leading you forward. And we see that with the wolves here. And as this movement leads you forward, we have here charity. And you can sit there and look at this. And for every single person, it's kind of like those blotches is how I see this, that psychologists use with what do you see? What is this to you? And I like to meditate over the cards, but not dive too deeply into what the artist said, like, this means this and that means that, because it impedes on what spirit is saying. So here, with this charity of self, it brings clarity. And this says generosity. So here, it's the charity of soul. It's the charity to your inner self. It's like, be generous to you. And it's not in the way of, throwing gifts at people and saying, oh, here's the generosity through more stuff. It's the generosity through connection, through heart, through spirit and soul, through what it is that you desire. And I'm really seeing this as really linking to the Chariot, because I'm seeing a bit of, kind of an abstract horse here, moving you forward, moving you to where it is that you need to be, but also bringing into your inner self that connection with the spirit animal of December, of the horse spirit, which connects you to the sacred masculine, and it connects you to this freedom to move forward in the way that you desire, in the way that you need, but also in the breaking down of boundaries that have defined you for too long. And as you do this, you embrace yourself as a queen. And this says passion. So here you embrace the passion, the power, the brilliance of you. And as you embrace this passion, you embrace your truth. You move forward in your fire, in your determination, in what you desire from life and what you need. And as this becomes a part of you, you become a part of this passion. Now, and I know this is often from Nordic, these are the Nordic tarot deck, but with the rabbits, they always have a link to the divine, to magic. And that's how I see magic, as that God's head within us, that ability to use more than what others use. It's kind of like we only use a small part of our brain. But in my belief, when we connect to the divine, we start to use more. We start to see things more openly, more honestly. We start to use more of ourselves, more of our hearts, more of our souls. And that's what I'm seeing here with you as you embrace your passion and as you embrace the sacred feminine within you, as you embrace the loving, the nurturing, the caring, the compassionate. And you might find yourself very drawn to these deities that represent this compassion, but because you also have the King of Wands, it represents this fire, this determination, this, power forward. So you can almost feel as if there are two very distinct sides to you during this time, Aries. Now, just instinctually, being born under Aries more equates you with the King of Wands, because Aries is the god of war, right? And so here in Greek mythology, so here as you move forward, you will seek out that passion of expression, but you cannot get anywhere without the compassion of expression coming with you. So it's kind of like a great general does not simply lead his troops, he inspires. And that's what you're doing here. You're not simply being led forward, you're inspiring. You're inspiring. Each step you take is inspired. There's something more. There's something greater here that you are connecting to. There's a fire, there's a passion that is moving you forward. And as you embrace this, we have the devil come forward. Now, again, Capricorn energy, and this is boundaries. Okay? Boundaries are being asserted. Boundaries are being redefined. You are seeing more of a truth, more of a way forward. You are looking at the boundaries of your life, of what you desire, and where it is that you need to be. But you're also looking at the chains that bind, the tornado that we can get, really swept up in as individuals. And if you've ever seen a tornado or been part of, not part of a tornado, but, seen that impact and seen what it does kind of up close and personal, it's terrifying and it's devastating. And here it just takes everything up and it doesn't care. It takes it in its vortex and it spews it forward in ways that you couldn't have imagined. And that's kind of what our world does to us, isn't it? It takes us in a place and it says, this is what you're supposed to be. This is what the media says you're supposed to be. This is how you're supposed to act. This is how you're supposed to move forward. And it takes us all up and spits us where we hadn't realized we were going, right? Or where we may not have wanted to be. But it also chains us to what other people think. These are addictions. This is to caring, as we all do as human beings, to caring what other people think over what's right for ourselves. And it's not caring over what the people that we love think. It's caring about everybody else. It's like, well, what if they laugh? What if they don't like me anymore? It's like, so what? If you move forward in authenticity, if you are your holistic self, and that is the root of you, then the people who stand by you are the people who need to be by you. And the people who go away are the people who need to fly free. But you are not going to be caged anymore by others' expectations. The door is open, the wisdom is coming, and you are flying to that wisdom. And it brings you within your heart to being the King of Wands, which says action here. You are embracing the action of you moving forward. You're looking at what you are passionate about, at what you desire, at where it is that you need to be within your life, within your soul, within yourself. And you are taking action towards this greater truth, towards this greater brilliance, towards this greater fire. And as you do so, Okay, you still have that link to the magic, the God's head within you, that beauty and that passion. It brings you to the moon. It has you facing fears, all right? The moon here says illusions. We look at the illusions of this world. We look at the illusions that we think are truths. And we sit there and it's like, why? Why do we believe it has to be like this? Because here, having charity for yourself, okay, and being kind to yourself breaks the illusions and moves you from a mindset cage, is what Spirit is saying. But a caged mindset, it's kind of like, I can't move forward the way that I want to. I can't be what I want to be because of fear, because of the chaos of the shadows, because I don't know. And I want to know. We as human beings, we want to know everything. And we want to have it all planned out. But here's the thing, we can't. Because as much as we try, life takes us on journeys that we never expected. And sometimes we have to face, in the quiet of the night, the illusion of the day. Because what is the sun? I mean, what is the moon but a reflection of the sun? You know, and what is the sun but our closest star? So it's the highest form of our reflection, being reflected back at us. And so here, there's a sense of looking at that and saying, well, what is it that I truly want? What is it that I truly desire? What is it that I truly need? And how do I move forward? It's taking the untamed side of us, and it's taking the tamed side of us, and coming to harmony. You know, the shadowed side and the light side, and coming to harmony with these two sides of a coin, with these two parts of ourselves. And as we do so, we move forward, embracing this determination, this success, this understanding of who we are, of where we need to be, of how we want to move forward. And we start to grow in confidence and competence. The moon is very important. We tend to downplay it because as, you know, apex sight hunters, we don't like the darkness. We can't see. We don't understand. So here, we can't see and really evaluate our surroundings as clearly. So here with the moon, it's like there needs to be an embrace of your instinctual self to move forward within your heart. It's like, what does my soul say? And then with the 10 of Pentacles, this is contentment, but this is prosperity, okay? And contentment is prosperity. You can be at ease when you don't have to worry about paying bills. You can be at ease when you don't have to worry about the chaos of the world around you. This is wealth or something you value as much as money coming in. This is an ending of a cycle, and this is wealth that lasts for generations. And it doesn't have to be material wealth. When Spirit shows me wealth that lasts for generations, I know everybody gets excited. I get excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, inheritance coming, you know, or winning the lottery, you know, it's awesome. And then you sit there and you're like, oh, I don't really get an inheritance. And I'm not sure if I'm going to win the lottery. So what is wealth that lasts for generations? Now, it can be building something financially that others will get an inheritance from. Sure, that can be the case. But it is also looking at the way that you act, looking at the way that you move forward, at what you value as much as money and what you prioritize within your life, and sharing that bounty, sharing that wisdom, sharing that beauty with those around you. So it gets passed down, not just within your own, you know, family ties, okay? But it gets passed down within the world that you connect with and the people that you connect with. And so it inspires generations that may never know your name or your face. And it inspires generations that moves this world forward. And it brings an end of a cycle. It shows you wealth. And it might not be wealth in the bank account, but it's wealth that your heart values. It's what your soul sees that you need. And it brings you to the Page of Cups. It brings you to being a student of your heart, your soul, and yourself. And it says here, playfulness, which is what your heart chakra is telling you that you need, and you have it then stated again within the cards, rooting your heart. You need this playfulness. You need to be a student of your heart, of your emotions, of the way that your soul and yourself wants to move forward, of the beauty that is around you. And it's connecting with it, because so often we get caught up in this tornado of life. We get caught up in the whirlwind, and we forget. We forget the beauty. We forget the brilliance. We forget to laugh and to have joy. And we sit there and we become so serious that everything around us, and ourselves in particular, we start to shatter a bit. We start to crack because it's too much. It's too much. when we take things too seriously, and in the public arena, this is something to be mindful of. When you take things too seriously, when you sit there and you hold everything in and say, I have to move like this, I have to be like this, it becomes too much. It becomes too much, and life loses its joy. It loses its wonderment. And divinity desperately wants that wonderment back within your life, back within your soul, back within yourself. So you have the Two of Pentacles here. In the public arena, you're balancing a lot. You're looking at a lot. And as you're balancing everything, the person you're forgetting about is yourself. To have your feet firmly planted on the ground, to move forward in what you desire, to look at what it is that you need within your soul, within your heart, within yourself. So you're balancing everything for everyone, and you're forgetting to balance you, which actually means that you're not doing a good job at balancing everything, because it shows when we start to have too much pressure put on us. It shows. And so here, this is ambition. Yeah, you're taking on your ambition. You're taking on everything that everybody wants and everybody needs. And you're like, I can do this. I can be a superhero. But we can't always. We have to step back. And we have to say, okay, you know what? That's great. That's great if you're able to leap, tall buildings in a single bound. But I need to embrace my heart. And I need to see the seeds and plant the seeds that are important to me. And some things I'm just going to have to let go. Some things I'm not going to, succeed at this time. But I am embracing the power and the brilliance of me, the beauty and the abundance of me. And as you do so, the Eight of Swords is the trapping of the mind. It's like, yeah, this is restriction. This is the restriction of the mind. This is feeling caged in, blindfolded. You can't see clearly. You don't know which way to turn. And it's like, well, how do I get to where I need to be, to where I want to be? And so here, there is this sense of needing to look openly and honestly at what you want. And the mind is sitting there and saying, oh no, you just can't. The fear comes too strong. The shadows are too big. And the chaos is too real. So here with the Eight of Swords, it's looking at things and it's saying, I need to stop. I need to stop, because if I keep on worrying, if I keep on, it's kind of like a dog with a bone. If you keep on chewing at the bone and chewing at the bone, you can cut yourself. It can become like razor sharp. So here, it's looking at things and it's saying, how does this, what was once pleasurable, to think about things and to plan things and to, envision your future, because we need to do that. We need to envision our future and plan for the future so that as we move forward, we have a game plan around us. But we also need to kind of step back and say, I need to be in the present. And I can't always be planning towards the future or being caught in the memories of the past. I need to move forward in the now. And with the Eight of Swords, it's saying that to ourselves. It's like, okay, chaos, drama, anger, upset, upheaval. I can't stop life from happening. I can't stop the world from hurting, or the world from hurting me. But I can know that I am not caged within endless pain, endless doubt, and endless fear. And as you say that to yourself, and as you really mean it, it's like, no, I'm breaking this cage. I'm breaking this cycle. And it can very well, with the flexibility that you're embracing here, mentally and spiritually, it can be a cycle that you inherited, from your DNA line. Oh, life is just like this. From your past life self. For reasons you don't know, there's this pain and this hurt to be overcome. And it moves you to the Eight of Wands. This is communication, but this is change happening. This is you communicating with yourself. I need this change. This is you, this is divinity saying, ready or not, here it comes. And you can see the change around you. And you're embracing it. And more importantly, it's embracing you. Because change doesn't always care whether we want it or not. It's like, well, here it is. And that's a powerful truth. And it brings you to the Three of Pentacles. It brings you here to recognition, okay? To recognizing the prosperity, the abundance, and the power that you put into things. To recognizing that there are blessings shining over you. That what you have planted has come forward. Others will try to take credit for what you have done. Don't let them. And also, don't fight battles that aren't worth it. It's like, if that's what that person needs to do, if they need to be petty, move forward. Move forward in you. Don't sit there and get into, kind of Spirit is saying a pissing match, and do excuse my language, but that's what they're saying. It's like, don't get into these fights that in the end will not mean anything. Embrace your prosperity, embrace your brilliance forward, because over all of this, you have the Six of Cups, which is memories. The memories are really potent during this time, which can make us very reminiscent, okay, kind of very longing for the past. But memories are usually rose-colored. Either they're a lot better than we remember them, or they're a lot worse. And very seldom are they right as they are. Yeah. And so Spirit here is saying, be honest with yourself as you look back. Be honest with yourself as you move forward. And be honest with yourself now. Because you can be caught in memories. And people live their whole lives in the memories of the past instead of the beauty of the present, or the shaping and the cultivating of the present. And so look here and see the memories that are coming to you as gifts, but also be mindful of being caught by them, of being caught in the past, because you cannot live in the future or the past. You can only live in the present, which sounds like duh, but it's so hard. It is so hard. I mean, I know me personally, I find it so difficult to remember mindfulness, to remember to be in the present, to remember to be here, and to be honoring of myself. And I don't think that I'm so special as that is only for me. It is for everyone. The past, it happened. We cannot change it. What is the saying? The past is a country you cannot go to. The future is a country yet to be visited. The present is where you stand right now. And it's time to be where we stand. And it's time to embrace that truth. The memories here is also, they're also the hurts, the pains that come forward. The memories of, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. Or the negativity that was spoken over us. And you're seeing yourself start to look at those memories and say, why are you always coming up in the forefront of my mind? Why are you always trying to define me? No, I'm defining myself. And you can even find yourself claiming things that people made you feel was astoundingly shameful, that people made you, kind of cringe away from within yourself, and say, no, this is me, and I am proud of me. And so you're shattering those memories of hurt, pain, and disappointment, and you're moving forward in the memories of your truth. And when Spirit said before, when we remember things, they're either better or worse than they actually were, because it's how it affected our psyche, the pain that it had. So for one person, the memory that really changed your life, your course, is they don't even remember it. It was just a side note to their existence, but it was a powerful thing for you. So here, it is looking at things and it's saying, now how do I want to move forward within my life and within my soul? And let's go deeper. Aries, December 1st to the 15th, 2020, Aries. December 1st to the 15th, 2020, Aries. December 1st to the 15th, 2020, Aries. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Another bonus card, so that's awesome. And now let's look at the people we need to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Aries needs to be mindful of? December 1st to the 15th, 2020, Aries. Who are the people Aries needs to be mindful of? December 1st to the 15th, 2020, Aries. Who are the people Aries needs to be mindful of? December 1st to the 15th, 2020, Aries. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. So we have here the Strength card. This is Leo energy, time frame July 23rd to August 22nd. This is a person who believes that strength is through brute force. All right, this is not an evolved Leo, if it is a Leo, because an evolved Leo or an evolved person knows that brute force strength only gets you so far, and it can only do so much. True strength comes from within. That's why you can see some of the strongest people you will ever meet can be the ittiest bittiest little like old ladies, little old men that you sit there and you're like, wow, that person is strong. That person is like made of iron. And that's the strength that you're embracing. It's the strength of wisdom. It's the strength of life. It's the strength of knowledge gained and truth understood. It's like, oh, this is my truth. Okay, I see it. It's an authenticity. Again, it goes back to the rooted self here of the holistic self coming forward. And that's going to be the people that you are attracted to during this time, Aries. It is a person who embraces that strength of kindness, of compassion. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Yeah. And not the brute force strength that tries and just force people to their will. The Queen of Swords, this is a person who is astoundingly blunt, cutting, and can be cruel with their words. This is a person who lives within their mind. They're not going to see things the same way that you do, because you're going to be living right now, especially because you have the King and the Queen of Fire here, you're going to be living within your passion. And this is a person who, the air can put out the fire. The air can feed the fire, most definitely. But this person, they're going to want to put out the fire. They're cutting, they're sharp, and they're not what you need right now. They're not the energy that you want around you, because they're just going to be they're going to see their truth. And their truth is going to be astoundingly important to them, as it should be, right? But it's not going to align with yours. And there's just a viciousness to their words. And they're not even going to see it. So do be mindful of that. And then we have the King of Swords. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. This is another air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This could be the same person. They have a very strong personality, okay? The masculine and feminine aspects of themselves shine through very, very powerfully. They're both the warrior king and the queen. And they are, the king here is like, I claim my throne, I know my truth, this is how I'm moving forward. These could also be astoundingly logical people, right? They're using logic for everything. And yes, their logic might be helpful in certain situations, but they're not going to be helpful in every situation. So it's like you need to step back and say, what is truth for me? What is power for me? How do I move forward in this understanding? And not let them logic you away from the way that you need to be, the place that you want to be. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. The Star, which links us to Aquarius energy, time frame January 20th to February 18th. The Knight of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Six of Wands. The Six of Cups, again coming through. The Three of Wands. The Death card, Scorpio energy, again coming through. We have that as an aiding energy. And then we have the Hanged Man, which is very interesting imagery on these cards. This is not seeing the world like everybody else. But this is also being guided towards compassion. Okay. That imagery is just like drawing me in right now, and I'll show it before we get there. The imagery of Christ, and then the upside down cross, which is, I believe, how Peter was crucified, because he didn't want to be crucified like Christ, right? But this cross isn't upside down. The person is hanging from it just by their foot. And it's seeing the suffering. And it's like the suffering of the world. But it's also seeing that another has suffered. And it's that imagery of, and that that sacred imagery of the suffering for all, the suffering of one for all. And that is really moving you forward in a way. It's like that imagery and that connection with compassion, with understanding, can be with Christ himself, if this is the ideology you follow, or even if it's not, it's just that deeper connection with, I love you so much, I'm opening up my arms and I'm giving it all. And the Hangman is like, why can't I see that in the world today? Why can't I move forward in that way? And it's embracing this truth. And it's not being so tied up in the world. It's being connected to your heart. And I just had to start there. Okay, Spirit just wanted me to start there, because as you move forward in love and charity of self, you become a defender of your heart, because there's so much more here that you are seeing that it's actually getting me emotional, where it's like there's so much more here than you ever even knew. And now you're opening up your soul to it. And it's like you move forward as a warrior of your heart, of what you desire, of what you need. And it moves you to the 5 of Cups. It moves you to changing your mind and changing your whole entire life as you embrace your queenly self, as you embrace your prosperity and your bounty and your compassion and your, divine feminine aspect. And as you move forward in this, instead of looking at all the things that failed, all the people who were supposed to celebrate you that didn't or that couldn't, all the things in life that happen and that seemingly are out of our control, and we sit there and we look at it with our mouths open and we're like, why? Why did this happen? Why did I lose this? We look at the healing, beautiful cups right here. We look at the healing, beautiful energy of the 2 of Cups, the Minor Arcana Lovers card. And we say, I move forward in that healing, beautiful love as the queen of my existence, as the monarch of my truth. And then this moves us as we have boundaries to the 7 of Swords. And the 7 of Swords is gathering up your information, gathering up what you need, what you desire. And in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's leaving 2 things behind. It's like, I cannot. Here, the swords, they make a house. Here, you have a sword balancing on top. It's like the truth, the understanding. How do you move forward like this? Where is it that you go? What is it that you desire? And it's looking at things. It's like you have to take a moment. It's like, where are all my swords? What is it that I need? Where is it that I want to be? How is it? And so you take your knowledge and you step back and you look at the truth for you, at what you are building. And others might sit there and say, Aries, why are you pulling away? It's like, I'm not pulling away. I'm connecting. And I can't connect in the midst of a tornado. I can't connect in a avalanche of chaos. I just can't. And it moves you then to the star, to the highest form of man's perfection, as the moon reflects the light of our closest star, the sun, and you embrace your kingly ambition, your kingly action forward, the standing tall and proud and dedicated. You rise. You rise to the highest form of your perfection. You rise to what you most deeply and sacredly want, and you rise to this truth and this brilliance, and it makes you a defender now within your heart. It's interesting because in your inner self, you're a defender of your heart. And in your heart, you're a defender of your mind. And so here, that's what brings you your prosperity. This coming together of your heart self and your mind self. And you move forward, defending and embracing this truth. The Knight of Swords, for me, it always makes me think of Sleeping Beauty's prince. Okay, Prince Charming. When he comes and he slays the dragon and he cuts through the brambles and he takes the princess. He awakens his princess. So that for me, that is ourselves. That is our sacred masculine self coming forward, slaying the dragon, slaying what hoards away what we most value in life, what keeps us from living that in the public view. The brambles, the thorns that poison, but are still beautiful. So the beauty and the lies of our existence, of our world. And then we climb to the highest tower, right? We rescue our princess. We rescue our sacred feminine so that we can have a whole and complete self to move forward in and to move forward with. And that's what you're doing here to embrace your beauty. and to embrace the prosperity that lasts for generations. And as you do so, you celebrate yourself. You bring this grace of soul, this playfulness of joy and of laughter and of self and of what you desire, this connecting to your heart again. And you see the prosperity of you. You see what it is that you value. You see what it is that you want. You see what it is that you need. And you start to celebrate you. Instead of sitting there and always pointing out your shortcomings, you point out your blessings. You point out your beauty. And you're like, this is what I need within my life. And this is what I want. And that's what your heart wants. It's like, I want to move forward in celebration of me instead of always pointing out what I do wrong. Instead of beating myself up when I make a mistake, it's celebrating myself as I move forward in my truth and as I conquer my life. And it's also celebrating yourself even when you beat yourself up. It's like, wow, I didn't do it as much as I usually do, or I wasn't as cruel to myself as I usually am. Good job, me. It's baby steps. Because the smallest steps within our conscious self, within our subconscious self, changes our world. And it brings you then to the Six of Cups. It's our memories that lead us forward. And as we balance our memories, the present and the past, and as we cut through the doubts and the fears and the chaos that bound us, we embrace our hearts, our souls, and ourselves. And we see ourselves moving forward to more than we imagined. And embracing the journey along the way. It then brings us to the Three of Wands over the Eight of Wands. It's like, oh my gosh, there's new horizons. There's new growth. There's new passion. There's new power. There's new brilliance forward. And I can do this. And I can move forward in this truth and in this power of me. And as you do so, as you embrace the prosperity that shines down on you, the Death card comes forward. The dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. The sense of being reborn into your power and knowing that you will have wobbly legs as you find your path, as you embrace your way forward. But the Hanged Man shows you that there is brilliance waiting ahead, love and compassion, truth and healing. So let's see what your spirit animal has to say for this time. Aries, December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Aries. December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Aries. December 1st to the 15th, 2020 Aries. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. So we have here the skunk spirit. I love this one. Know your worth. Know your worth, Aries, and let no one take that worth away from you. Stand in the pride and in the power of your worth, of yourself. It then moves you to the bear spirit. Take time out. Take time out to connect with what you have planted within your heart, within your soul, within your truth. Take time out and embrace your grace. And then we have the bee spirit. Sweet results await. There's beauty coming forward. It's like when you make a cup of tea and you have a bit of honey left on the rim of the cup and you don't know it. And you go to take a sip and you lick your lips. And all of a sudden there's like this pleasurable, of sweetness. That's what you're embracing here. Sweet results are coming. It will be a surprise, but it will be beautiful. All right, Aries. Let's see what your subconscious has to say. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the bat spirit. A rebirth is assured. You are being reborn into your power, into your brilliance. Your subconscious knows it, and you're being guided towards it. Your subconscious person message is the Lord is you. Embrace the essence of you, the very power and passion and brilliance. The person who says, all right, I might not think that I am fit to rule, but I don't think anybody else is fit to rule over me. I embrace my life and my truth, my passion, my power, and my brilliance, and I move forward in it, powerfully and brilliantly. Your subconscious chakra message is nurturing. This is the Earth Star Chakra, nurturing your roots, nurturing what it is that you most desire, nurturing your greatest self, nurturing you. Your subconscious tarot message. Is the Fool. New beginnings. You're embracing a new journey, a new brilliance. It is time to move forward. You're embracing the beginning of your hero's journey. And as you move forward in this hero's journey, you move forward in your brilliance, in your truth, and in your power. You take the steps towards greatness. And it's that greatness within you. It's that path that your soul longs to walk. Because the Fool comes up when we forget to truly embrace our truth and truly to embrace the power of us forward. And to go deeper into this subconscious message, we have here the 10 of Pentacles, prosperity that lasts for generations. Because as you embrace this Fool's journey, as you embrace your hero's path, because every single person who becomes a hero in their world, becomes a hero in legends, was first thought of a fool for even attempting. It brings prosperity. It brings prosperity to you. An end of a cycle when it comes to money, doubts, fears, angers, upsets, upheavals. There's a light that starts to shine. It doesn't have to be big, but it is astoundingly powerful. And it opens you. It opens you to a new world. It opens you to new possibilities. And people become inspired by the steps that you took forward and the prosperity that is a part of now, that it now is a part of your existence. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we move forward in passion, power, and brilliance. As we move forward, claiming the beauty of ourselves, of seeing the power that we have within, the trusting in our dreams, and the embrace of the present moment where we are crafting our world. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries.